obviously I had the inkling that I was more inclined towards the ladies at a young age. However, there's so many instances where it should have been obvious to me that like you love women, but it wasn't. And one of the experiences of my life that I cite less regularly because I'm afraid of the impact that it might have on some of you is the fact that I saw One Direction live in concert like 2 weeks after the conception of One Direction. I went to like a live X Factor or live Britain's Got Talent when I was like a child with some of my friends from school, and I can't remember why the fuck we went. I think someone won it. I don't know. Like it wasn't something my parents or their parents would have ever bought for us. So I'm like, why were we there? I don't know. We went up to Brighton. It was like a whole day. I remember that I wore a really pretty white dress that I loved. It was like the first time I think I'd ever worn a dress in public. And when we were walking into the venue, I saw a packet of ketchup on the floor. And I, for some reason, decided to jump directly on top of it. And obviously it split open and burst all over my white dress. And I was fucking devastated. Anyway, that was when I saw One Direction live in concert, literally a matter of weeks after they became One Direction. And I remember that we had floor seats because it was seated, and we were right on the end of the row of seats, and One Direction ran past us. And I remember gloating about it at school, and being like, yeah, we met One Direction. We basically met them, touched them, sniffed them, kissed them, whatever, no big deal, whatever. The next year, I had fucking nosebleed seats to Little Mix, okay? And again, a fucking X Factor thing. I went to school the next day, and I vividly remember, I must have been fucking 10 years old, and I remember being in my science class and feeling like nothing was ever gonna matter again. I was never gonna be happy again, and I was never gonna feel the joy that I felt again as I had felt the night before when watching Little Mix in front of my own eyes. The stark difference in my response, okay, was insane. And I remember my heart was in my fucking asshole. Like, my life was so changed by Little Mix and like just seeing these girls perform in a girl band. Like, it was the most crazy experience to me. Like, that was the day that it's the day I look back on and I'm like, that was the moment for me where I'm like, okay, so I was gay back then too. Like this didn't happen to me somewhere along the way. Like I was born this way, baby. Anyway, okay, so then I convinced my mum to buy me a bunch of like teen girl pop culture magazines because I needed more content on Little Mix and I didn't have a fucking phone because I was not allowed one. So I get bought some shitty pop magazine and I start to obsess over who? Jade Thirlwall. Now, Jade Thirlwall was such a fucking valid pick for me because still to this day, scrumptious. Like, actually, like, I love when I get to look back on my childhood and I'm like, oh, she had good taste. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I love when I look back at shit I did as a kid and I'm like, yes, you had taste. Thank God. You know, like, I knew I was smart. Anyway, Jade Thirlwall. She had this article in this fucking magazine. Mind you, all of Little Mix had articles in this magazine. Didn't give a flying fuck. I cared for Jade. And she, obviously doing a fucking brand deal, was like, I use this shampoo and conditioner. That's how I get my hair so thick. The bitch definitely had tapes, but I didn't know those existed. And I just knew I was in love with her. So I see that she's recommended Tresemme. And I'm like, Mum, you have to buy me Tresemme. Like, you actively have to. And I dragged my mother, the poor woman, to Sainsbury's and I fucking forced her hand. I said, buy me Tresemme. Was it Tresemme? I don't know. It was some random shampoo that she definitely had never used. And I remember smelling it. I bought this fucking shampoo. This is so embarrassing. No, it's not. Don't care. I bought the fucking shampoo and I sniffed it. I was like puffing the air into my nose, trying to smell the shampoo and being like, oh my God, this is what Jade Thirlwall from Little Mix smells like. And what? I would do the same now, okay? If someone would tip me off on the perfume that, I don't know, Billie Eilish wears, yeah, I would buy it and I would smell it. Like, I'm curious. I'm a curious guy. I'm a growing girl. I'm naturally curious about my body and everyone else's. So anyway, that was my progression. And I didn't know that I was like being gay. I didn't know that the obsession with sniffing Jade Thirlwall's hair was not heterosexual behavior. I had no idea. The first time I had like a gay crush on a girl where I was like, oh my fucking God, like I like you in a lesbian way, was on Coronation Street. I have such good taste. Like, citing my sources, and they're all valid. And it was Sophie Webster. And funnily enough, and I hope she's not going to see this, but she may, Brooke Vincent, bitch, I love you. And she messages me, and I don't know why. Like, she messaged me on Instagram like a while ago, and I can't remember what it was. I don't know what she said. And I never responded in a way that was like, oh my God, bitch, I love you. Like, I used to watch on Coronation Street. I think she asked me where I got my coat from, and I was like, oh, I got it from here. Freaked out in private. And I don't think I ever told her, like, I was fucking obsessed with you. So she doesn't know.